Toasties. I'm Missy, here with my bestie Johnsy.
Hey, y'all.
And welcome to our Toasted Shenanigans. We're back in person. All right, we lied. We said last time we were going to be virtual, and we're not.
Nope, we're back together again.
We're back at it. This is going to be a fun shenanigans.
It's definitely a shenanigan.
That shenanigan over there across from me forgot her laptop. That had her very nice written out, ordered notes so she can make sure she gets all the things she needs to say.
And I'm a slacker.
Slacker.
Rushing out of the house and completely forgot my backpack. I'm a whole asshole. But I'm going to wing it and we're going to see how it goes.
Welcome to Sagittarius season. The whole zodiac of adventure and serial killers.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So buckle up, guys, because this is going to be a doozy. It's going to be fun.
Too much fun, hopefully.
I hope it's too much fun. You're not even drinking anything?
No, my uterus hates me right now. Just, it's not a good mixture, the two for me.
No, I don't.
No. But you've got a drink.
I do.
I tried it earlier. It's very tasty. You got to tell everybody to try it.
Yes, guys. So my husband made this for me, and I thought he was a psychopath because he went out and couldn't decide what to buy. And he bought all these different whiskeys, and he also bought Crown Vanilla. And all we had in the house to mix it with was Sprite. And I wanted a drink because we had nothing else. And he's like, "Oh, I can make you that with Sprite." And I'm like, "Ew. No, thank you." And actually, if you guys want to have vanilla Sprite, if you go to like Burger King or whoever has those like freestyle soda thingies.
In case you don't drink,
Yeah, you can actually go there, and it's one of the flavors they have there. My son actually gets it a lot.
Now I know why.
Is vanilla Sprite, and I always thought my son was fucking disgusting for that. And now I'm second guessing things. Because this tastes like ice cream.
It does.
I do not know how lemon lime soda and vanilla Crown makes ice cream flavor, but it tastes like ice cream.
It does.
It's so fucking good. So now I tell my husband to make me an ice cream drink, and this is what he hands me. So good. I love it. And like I said, if you don't drink, you can still experience vanilla Sprite. You just have to, like I said, go to those like, oh shit.
See?
Gosh damn it.
Lloyd, it is not me.
It wasn't Johnsy. That was me.
You just blamed me before the beginning of this.
Well, I mean, for a while it was you because you were like, "I don't hit it." And then you kept hitting it.
I kept hitting it.
So it's when we say we don't do it is when we do it. But anyways, if you don't drink, go to those places that have the little freestyle, whatever. Have the Sprite vanilla. It's going to probably taste exactly the damn same.
Maybe, because what if the whiskey helps
you
the taste?
You know what? I'm going to have to go try it out, and I'll let you all know. I'll get back at you. So what are we talking about there, friend?
All right.
What are we winging on?
Here. Guys, I am so sorry. This was a good one, too, I put together. It was so good.
You spent all day typing it up, too.
I did. I got here, and I was like, "Leanne, did you grab my backpack?" She's like, "No, I thought you had your backpack."
Oh, it was one of those moments.
I thought Dad put it in the car.
It was one of those moments. Oh, no.
Like, oh, my God.
Oh. Well, here we are. Welcome to this fun shenanigans, guys. Buckle up.
So, today we are going to talk about Pazuzu.
I'm loving Pazuzu just because.
Well, you won't love him.
Well, no, but I love the name.
Well, there's a story behind the name. So,
cool. Let's hear it.
It's Pazuzu Algarad. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but I can't say his name for the life of me. Not the second part. But Pazuzu is actually like an ancient demon. Oh. And what is it? I can't remember what culture this is where I need my notes. And then the Algarad is Arabic for... Interesting. Can't remember now. See? Either way. It doesn't...
Mesopotamian.
Yes, that. And then it doesn't really matter because this isn't what he decided to name himself on, but he actually got the name from The Exorcist, the original one, because the demon that was possessing the little girl his name was Pazuzu.
Yeah, the demon Pazuzu was the Azarian king of demons of the wind.
Mm-hmm.
He was associated in particular with southwest wind that brought droughts, famine, and locusts.
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, Pazuzu mentioned in The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Regan is possessed by this demon. The demon is later revealed to be Pazuzu. Though never explicitly stated to be the demon, 2 references were made about his statue, which was uncovered in the prologue by Father Lancaster Marin in northern Iraq.
So as soon as you searched it, did it pull up a picture of him?
Of the demon or the guy?
The guy.
Hit Algarad?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people may already know about this guy, but this guy, if you guys have to go Google picture of him, but he is very eerie looking. He's got like homemade tattoos all over his face that some are tribal, some are just, well, they're all stupid, but like, it's just awful. He looks awful, and he's got these nasty dreadlocks that aren't well maintained. He just looks like a whole douche.
Well, there's also pictures of him being completely buzzed-faced. Or his head's buzzed.
That could have been when he went to prison.
No. Because there's like a picture of him with his hair buzzed, and he's got his arm around a girl.
Gotcha.
And then this one does look like it's a mugshot.
Well, either way.
Guys, like, I want to look away from him in these pictures. Like, I really want to, like...
He is disturbing looking. Like, you would notice him in public.
Absolutely.
Very much
okay,
so.
I have to put this away. He is very creepy.
Yes.
Okay.
But his name is actually John Lawson. And he was born August 12th, 1978, if I remember typing that correctly.
That is, that makes sense with his image.
Mm-hmm.
Very showy.
Yes.
Very Leo.
Yes.
Not saying Leos are crazy people, just you guys like the attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was born in San Fran, and
makes sense.
His parents were together for a little bit, but it wasn't like really a healthy relationship from what I gathered. By the way, doing some of this research was a whole ass bitch, because when I searched some of this stuff, I found a lot of things that were incorrect, and it was all because this individual was just that crazy, and he told so many different stories to so many people that you didn't know what was the truth and what wasn't.
Gotcha. That's
so
fun.
There's like tons of stuff out there.
Lots of digging.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of cross-reference.
But anyway, his parents didn't really work out all that well. And around the age of 5, his mother had moved him and herself all the way over to North Carolina.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
a boogie.
Mm-hmm, it was in Winston-Salem, and they lived in like one of the suburbs of Clemens.
Mm-hmm.
This area, it's in the Bible Belt, so you can only imagine, the people surrounding the area.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he's going to stand out. People are going to notice them. But before we get to that, let me tell you a little bit about him as a child, because even as a child, he was weird. So,
as most of them are.
John, I'm going to refer to him as John for right now.
Okay.
John was actually diagnosed being mentally ill at a very young age.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of symptoms, when people are trying to talk about them, they are like, oh, it's just a kid. It's just a kid. So he had to already be doing some disturbing stuff.
It wasn't, later on he did, but it wasn't really that it was disturbing. It was just how odd he was.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it had to have been enough that somebody noticed this is a little bit more than just a kid being a kid.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, there's so many stories of how he got there and whatnot. I'm not sure what is the actual truth. I did, one of his mom's friends spoke behalf on the situation, and she kind of said that his mom was abusive and that she was an alcoholic too as well. And she would just drop the boy off with anybody, people that he didn't know, and there was guys constantly in and out of the house.
Oh.
Now, I don't know how much truth there was to that, and the impression I kind of got from her, I didn't see that, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. But I know he said a lot of that because I went through and I read his entire psych evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned a lot of that kind of stuff too as well. But I also caught a lot of lies in there too.
Mm-hmm.
That he had said that is a lie. So he just told stories to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on this. I'm not sure. She didn't seem like that. She seemed pretty devoted to her son. Too devoted, though.
Okay.
So I think the issue is more that he was a spoiled little brat on top of his mental illness. Because I do believe he did have some issues.
Did they, you know what he was diagnosed with as a kid?
I did not. I couldn't find that.
Okay.
I do know later on, and I'll let you know later what he is officially diagnosed with.
Okay.
It was said he was kind of, a pretty much a good kid. He kind of kept to himself. He loved watching horror movies. But he was a horrible student.
Okay.
He had F's all the way around.
That was before the No Child Left Behind rule.
Yep. He was called Turd Boy a lot.
Oh. Because he smelled.
Yes.
Okay.
He did not have a bathing regimen. In fact, as he got older, it got worse.
I saw that in the pictures.
Yes. As I say, he's quite the character.
I mean, it looked like he was living in a tent in one of these pictures, so.
He's not, but it's we'll get there. Shit. That one was me. See? Yeah, I jinxed myself.
I said when we say we don't do it is when we do it.
Anyways, he fails high school.
Okay.
He drops out at the age of 17
Mm-hmm.
after he has failed freshman year 3 times. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And he's just kind of has his own beliefs and whatnot. And around the age of 13, he had lost all relationship with his father.
Oh, so even though his mom up and moved him at 5, he still had some relationship until 13.
I think at one point, I couldn't find if it was consistent or not, but I think at one point his father lived in North Carolina for a little bit.
Okay.
Or whether he moved with them at first, I'm not quite sure. Couldn't confirm that. But how should I put this? He did not have a very good relationship with one of the men his mother was dating. And she ended up marrying him.
Oh.
Now, the issue was it's not Satanist. He's not Satanist. He crafted this own religion.
Who? The boyfriend?
John.
Boyfriend. Okay.
John.
Right. Okay.
And he called it Sumerian.
Isn't that a word?
Yeah, but he called it, it was his religion. And it was only him and his girlfriend, but I'm jumping ahead, that worshiped it. But anyways, he did not get along with his stepdad because his stepdad, odd individual. He's doing these weird things in his house, that kind of stuff. It gets to the point where after he drops out of school and he tells his mother that she has to pick her husband or her son.
He tells her that?
Yes. And somehow, she convinces stepdaddy to leave the house.
That's it. Okay.
So
Sumerian is a word.
He took Islam and...
It's a Mesopotamian culture. It was a city. Okay.
But it was his... But that's what I'm saying. But
right.
It was his own thing. It wasn't that.
No,
it wasn't that.
Well... It was like people, like most things that we talk about, people, you just can't have nice things.
Yes.
He took something that was already there and made it worse.
Correct. And that's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah. Okay. So she told stepdaddy, get the F out of here. Now, they didn't have a good relationship, John and stepdad.
Correct.
Before she married him. But she was almost too devoting mama.
Yes.
So that's very weird that she did marry a man that her son didn't approve of in the first place, unless because he's a liar, he didn't.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know.
Well, that or he didn't say anything until he got her all the way into the marriage, and then flipped and be like, "Why'd you marry him? I never liked him. So you either have to pick him or me."
It could have been, but the part of the problem between him and stepdaddy was that this kid was doing weird things with animals. And then it eventually turned into these dark ritual sacrifices that he would do on full moons.
And stepdad didn't approve? Mm-mm. Okay. So I think definitely, I think that, and I could be completely wrong because I still don't know too much of this kid, but I think he didn't tell mom. I think he wanted to test his level of control.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I think he didn't tell mom how much he did not like him. I think he let mom get into a false sense of security of being with this man, thinking like, wow, we can finally have this family. We can be a happy husband, wife, and kid. And as soon as he thought mom was happy and comfortable, he jumped in and tried to see if he still had her under control.
Correct.
So I think you're devoting mama.
When I was watching, because I watched the documentary, what is it? The Devil You Know, which is great documentary.
Is that on Netflix?
No, I think it's on Hulu. I actually purchased it.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of that one.
But it was really interesting to see all the people that knew him, but they all knew kind of like different versions of him. Mm-hmm. So for very briefly, I thought that, is this guy really mentally ill or is he manipulating everybody?
Tomato, tomato.
True. When I explained what he was diagnosed with, you'll understand. I was like, it just doesn't sound like that.
Okay.
But now looking back at the overall situation, I fully believe the guy was really suffering. Either way, he still is turd boy to me because dude was a whole ass douche. Okay. Don't even fucking care.
Okay.
But anyways, stepdaddy leaves, right?
Yep.
He carries on a job for just a short while.
Oh, wow. He actually works?
Not really, but it was very short. It was like a little landscaping gig.
Okay.
But the whole reason behind him dropping out of school, saying why he was failing and whatnot, and why he couldn't work, was that he was terrified to leave his home. That the anxiety that he got from it caused so much trouble for him. He could not leave his home.
He had agoraphobia.
Yes.
Got it.
So, once stuck inside said home, he did leave every now and then, so it wasn't like he didn't go anywhere. But the house, once stepdaddy left, was treated like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a pigsty. It was like shit you see on Hoarders, worse. Like, people were defecating on the floors. They were punching holes in the walls. There was graffiti everywhere. There was trash everywhere. Mold. He kept weapons in the dishwasher. I mean, you could barely walk through some of the rooms. There was animal feces everywhere too. They had 5 dogs in there.
Okay.
I mean, it was completely just a great home, littered and ran to shit. There was even a nice pool out back. Nope, that was completely trash too as well. Okay. Everything just disrespectful. And then he had this one weird room, which he called his sacrifice room, that nobody could go in there. Nobody could go in there. But it was piled high with all kinds of trash and carcasses. And I mean, people were describing just the smell alone. You wouldn't even have to go inside. You could smell it from the outside walking up to his house. I mean, it was an absolute wreck. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, he started actually making friends.
I was going to say, how would he make friends if he wasn't
exactly
leaving?
So this is what made me question it for a while. But anyways, he's bringing about, 20 to 30 people over on a daily basis.
Ew, how? What?
Mm-hmm. And they're all participating in this. There's fights constantly happening. There's,
And where did his mom go?
Orgies. She's there. Oh. And sometimes, evidently, she's participating.
Ew.
Buying beer for them. Evidently, she had been buying him beer since he was younger. I don't know how young. Couldn't confirm that.
Okay.
But at this point, at 20, he's a full-ass alcoholic. Drinking 18 to 20 beers a day.
Damn.
On top of that, there was tons of drugs in the house. Mm-hmm. I mean, at one point, he even drugged his best friend without him knowing.
Oh, shit.
And shot him up with shrooms and LSD all at once.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Did dude live?
Yes, he lived.
Okay.
But he said he felt for the next 30 days, he was going insane, he was losing his mind.
I bet.
So that also made me think, this dude's taking on these drugs too as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Did the drugs cause this and he just fucking believed it? And that's why now I believe it?
And you believe a lie long enough, it's the truth to them.
Correct.
Okay.
But anyways, again, with the lying, So he's got these friends, right? And he tells a bunch of tall tales and whatnot. But then he starts acting the part.
Uh-oh.
That's when you start seeing him, you've seen his image.
Yeah, it's an image.
Mm-hmm. And he decides that he needs better teeth to sacrifice animals with. So we're not talking like he just, shot them, stabbed them, whatever. No.
He bit them?
He bit into them and drank their blood on full moons. So this motherfucker, while on meth, takes a Dremel tool and tries to sharpen all his teeth down to points.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes. And then there was an accusation that his tongue was forked in two. It's not. It was just something the media put out there.
I will say I did not see images of his sharpened teeth.
Yes. But hold up. It gets so much worse. So, years of partying in this house. You can only imagine what it looks like by the time we get to our actual story.
Okay. Oh, gosh. It's not even an actual story yet. Shit.
No.
Okay. So you have...
So let's put it this way. In 2002, he changed his name.
Oh, so we're still talking about John at the moment. Got it. Oh.
He changed his name 2002 to Pazuzu. He met what he called his wife. They were not married. But she was kind of like his head bitch because he also had other women that he called fiancés.
Did he reference to her as head bitch?
No, I did.
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn.
She's a whole ass cunt too.
Oh, okay.
So I don't feel bad. He somehow hooks up with her. She lives in South Carolina and graduates and starts coming up to the house there with them. He somehow convinces her to partake in this ritual business too as well.
How is nobody repulsed by the smell?
Everybody is actually intrigued with this man. Intrigued.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, looking at his photos, I'm just like, I couldn't look away. I was like, who are you? But the smell.
I think it was the lying and the extreme stories and whatnot.
Manipulation.
And the fact that he would do some crazy ass shit, so he was entertaining.
And yeah, see, I don't see him entertaining, but okay.
No, not us, but I could see other idiots following another idiot.
Yeah, it happens.
But anyways, he convinces her to do all the same stuff too as well, and she sharpens her teeth too.
Sorry.
So he can manipulate people.
Gotcha.
He's very, very good at it.
Clearly, he has people come to a shit-filled home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how. How does he attract these people? He's agoraphobic.
I don't know. See, it doesn't make sense to me.
Something's not adding up.
I know.
Carry on.
One of the friends he happens to meet, they have an altercation one day.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom hears a gunshot go off.
Oh, boy.
She comes downstairs, and her son is holding a gun, and she does absolutely nothing. And she just thought it was a joke, and that this kid was just slumped over on the couch or whatnot. And she goes to work.
I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I really don't mean to be laughing, but I don't know what else to do.
This is when the stories get even weirder.
Oh, gosh.
So this instance happens, and he actually keeps the body in the basement for quite a while and covers it with bleach and cat litter to cover up the smell.
But you're worried about the smell of a decaying body?
You can't smell it because the house already fucking reeks as is.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the house smells like a decaying body on its own.
Well, this is where the motherfucker, he actually starts to tell everybody he's got a decaying body in his basement.
Oh, gosh. You want to come see it for $5?
No, he doesn't do any of that. But he does tell him if anybody tries to escape out of the basement to make sure you lock that motherfucker back in there.
If anybody tries to escape out of the basement.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So he's just...
Okay.
No, he didn't have anybody else.
No, I know. I know.
That's the lies he's telling.
Right.
But it keeps graduating, and he tells a different story each time. And depending on who he was speaking to was a different story. So if he knew them, like, he obviously would say something relatively close to the truth. But if he didn't know them, he'd make up his own fabricated lie.
How elaborate can it get to get your jaw to drop?
Correct.
Gotcha.
So again, that made me think that really doesn't sound like his mental illness. It just sounds like he's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a mental illness.
No, something's not adding up.
Well, this guy goes missing for 5 years.
The dude he shot?
Mm-hmm. And here's the fucked up thing about it, is some people actually did reach out to the cops and tell them what this guy was saying. Not everybody. Everybody just thought, oh, it's just Pazuzu being Pazuzu. Mm-hmm. And they brushed it off.
Depending on how elaborate the story was.
Mm-hmm. But the cops were sent to the house. And the first time that they went to the house, the responding officer asked the guy, somebody's reported that you have a man buried in your backyard. Is that true?
No.
No. And that was it.
And that's not a lie.
At the point, it was a lie.
Oh.
Because this is 5 years later. The body's been buried in the backyard.
Oh.
But they don't granted, that's not enough to get a search warrant. Mm-hmm. But they could investigate the situation. They didn't do anything.
I mean, are we surprised?
Nope. Not really. But at first I was like, I thought they would take that a little bit more seriously. Considering, like, he wasn't always in a lot of trouble, but he did have, like, some domestic abuse charges and that kind of stuff. Oh. But nothing real serious. But still.
He had domestic abuse charges?
Mm-hmm.
His fiancée is her wife?
His mother.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. He was the abuser.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, that falls flat. Somebody else sends out the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually do a search warrant.
Ew.
They find nothing.
Well, yeah.
You want to know why they found nothing?
Because it's filled of shit. And nobody wanted to dig through it to find anything? Or did he move the body?
Nope. They use cadaver dogs.
You can't use cadaver dogs when the house smells like rotted corpses of a bunch of different animals. What are they going to smell?
Well, their plan was to use, and this wasn't discovered till after all this ended. And I briefly remember there was like a huge issue about this. The guy that is buried in the backyard, his partner that's been searching for him for years, they have a son together. Mm. So he's finally pronounced dead 5 years later. This causes an issue because those 5 years he didn't get any Social Security benefits. They wouldn't give it to him. But it wasn't their fault that the search warrant wasn't conducted correctly. But anyways, back to the search warrant before I confuse the fuck out of y'all. The search warrant wasn't conducted correctly because they wanted to use the ground imaging equipment. But evidently it was tied up elsewhere and they would have to wait 2 more weeks to be able to use it.
Okay.
They didn't want to. So they just used dogs. That's what it came down to.
And again, he's sacrificing a bunch of different other things in the house. So you're just going to have the smell of death anywhere. Mm-hmm. You're not going to find a body. Mm-hmm. That would work great in a clean home.
Yeah.
But not in a house that is as disgustingly filthy like you described.
Yeah. No.
Cool.
Not at all.
Cool.
So, rewind a little bit.
Oh, okay. That was my rewind.
He killed first dude.
Okay.
In October of, I think, 2009. Yes, 2009.
Okay.
And I believe it was May of 2009. No, it would have to be 2010. Yes. I might be getting my dates mixed up, y'all. But he found another victim. And same thing happened, except this time, girlfriend or wife, whatever the fuck she is, kills this dude. Mm. Now, this part's tricky, and this is where it gets complicated because they had involved fiancés into both of these situations.
Okay.
And kind of threatened them to help dispose of the bodies.
Oh, jeez. That's always a threat.
So we have other people that are involved. Now, this time around, when they threatened this other fiancé, she had dated Pazuzu's best friend, who's kind of out of the situation. He doesn't talk to Pazuzu anymore because he just thinks he's a really fucked up individual now. Like, he's a completely different person. He doesn't want anything to really do with him. Mm-hmm. She rats on Pazuzu and tells his best friend everything that's happened. Mm-hmm. Well, his best friend's just coming out of the military. He actually goes and tips off the cops and tells them. First, they don't do anything about it. They said, we already did a search warrant. We're not going to do another one. He calls back again, and he actually goes up there. He says, you either do something about it or I am. They do another search warrant, and they find the bones.
Okay.
Now, the only reason why they really participated in the second search warrant was that there was a third victim.
Oh, geez, Louise. When did that one happen?
Shortly after the other one. So had they actually taken this seriously years ago?
They could have prevented 2 other people.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So this situation happened. He was out of his house.
Oh, he happened to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first one was just an altercation between him and a dude. The second one,
we don't really have a story on, but the girlfriend
wifey was involved.
But he was telling her to do it.
Okay.
This third one, he was with another friend, and I guess they were just out looking for somebody to kill. That's what it sounded like to me. They did not know this individual.
Okay, so it's just premeditated murder. Got it.
But this individual supposedly got into the car with them, and they took him down to the river where they were evidently, quote unquote, target practicing shooting guns, and it discharged improperly and killed him, and they left his body at the river.
Oh, so you just randomly got in a car with people to go shoot guns in a river?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, no, I would not.
Keep in mind that incident happened on a full moon.
Ah, gotcha.
Pazuzu was not holding the gun. The other individual was. And the fucked up part about this is it actually was the story the cops bought.
That it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
If it was an accident, why did nobody call the police?
So this is really fucked up. So obviously they figure out they're charged with it and whatnot. And one gets very little time. Pazuzu, he goes right in, gets a psych eval. He is diagnosed with the agoraphobia,
mm-hmm.
schizophrenia,
mm-hmm.
and he's psychotic.
I wonder if as a child he was diagnosed with ODD.
I don't know. I have no clue.
I'm just thinking as a kid being diagnosed with any type of thing. And I mean, when was he born? You gave a date. 70s? Late 70s, early 80s?
1978.
Okay, so late 70s. Like I said, around that time, if it was 5, that would put it at 82. For him to get any assistance, first off, being a boy, slim. Being a child, slim.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of odds are against him. So he had to have done something for somebody to look and be like, this kid needs some fucking help at 5 in the early 80s.
Well, I don't know if at 5. That's just when they moved.
Oh, that's right. That is when they're moved. Even still.
But he had to be very, like, something was not right.
Something had to have been very disturbing or wrong or bad. I'm just wondering why they won't give out that diagnosis of what he had as a kid.
Anyways,
I guess because he was a kid. Sorry, carry on.
No, you're good.
My brain's racking.
So his sentencing was he was charged with 5 years of probation and walked away.
Insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't he be locked up in a freaking asylum then? Oh, wait, we don't have those.
Yeah. So that's what kind of triggered the second search warrant. And that's when they found those bodies. And they were arrested. Everything came clean, came out. They were able to identify the remains. The thing that sucks is he never stood trial.
Because he's crazy. Just lack of better word. I don't mean to use that word in that sense of like it's a negative thing.
He decided one night, and we don't know what he used or...
Shut the fuck up.
What happened.
He pussied out.
There was a puncture wound to his artery in his arm.
He pussied out.
Rumor was last time when he got arrested and he was in there, he was threatening to rip his arm open and kill himself. So I don't know if that's what actually happened in scenario number 2, but when that happened last time, they put him in a more secure prison and moved him away under hush-hush orders. So why he was not being watched more carefully like he was supposed to be, but no, he actually killed himself and never was able to stand trial. And it was really irritating, and I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But the trial, it actually didn't start for years. It kept on getting put off. I was like, how does this guy just keep getting this damn lucky? Everything just keeps being put off. And then mom was never implicated. I didn't understand that.
She deserves to be arrested.
Exactly.
She 110% deserves to be arrested.
Girlfriend is arrested. Fiance is arrested.
What about the fiance that reached out to the military dude?
Yeah.
She got arrested?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm sorry, honey. I feel bad, but I don't feel bad.
Yep.
You know?
Okay.
You played with fire.
She apologized. She just said, well, or is that the second one? I don't know. Sorry, guys. But one of them apologized, said that they were just too scared to say anything. Then stop coming around.
I just don't understand how these people would show up. I mean,
these people were missing for 5 years. They were still partying, acting like everything was normal as is. The only one that was different that stepped away was his best friend, who went into the military to get away from it all. And he didn't even know of the situation.
I was going to say, he probably didn't know anything of what was really going on. He was probably a young, dumb teenager and was like, yeah, I'm not part of this life no more. I'm going to go. And left.
Yeah.
That was probably right before shit really hit the fan.
But looking back, I'm like, I know he was crazy, but I don't see the schizophrenia because he was able to manipulate people so easily. There
was no despair. We literally, with Charles Manson, we talked about that and how everybody misconstrued Charles Manson to have schizophrenia. That it's always the go-to when people do some really crazy fucked up shit, which is really sad because that really puts a bad light on schizophrenia.
Correct.
Which is not a very big diagnosis. There's not many people with it. Not as many people as you think there is.
Well, my whole point in this whole story, what I ended up sitting down, I was thinking, if he did have a touch of a schizoid personality, because I couldn't believe that he actually had agoraphobia. Not with all those people in the house, not with just, still leaving. I thought he was playing the system because he got disability for it.
For agoraphobia?
Yeah. Oh. But I thought maybe because he just believed it so much, maybe he did cause some kind of schizophrenic episode. He believed his own lies so much, it caused it. Because he's definitely sure was psychotic. That I believe. He was psychotic.
Maybe too, split personality.
No.
That's a really, really hard one to diagnose.
No, because still he manipulated people still too well.
Narcissism.
That's psychotic.
It is psychotic, I know.
Yeah.
But again, now there are people who've... I'm really... Actually, I got to look into that one before I say anything on that one. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. Nothing negative on that I was about to say. Just as a thought process that I'm not clear on just quite yet. See, when it comes to mental health and bad decisions, I don't like the two being brought together in lights like this. Something somewhere was dropped.
It doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't. Either way, if mama was abusive or if mama was too doting, that she dropped the ball. And I'm glad. She needs to be arrested.
Well, I can tell you at the end of the documentary, the woman that was dating the first victim actually sits down with her.
With mama?
Yeah, and I could not do that. She didn't watch, but she was there.
Saw him slumped and walked away.
Yeah, I'd be pissed. This woman's a much better person than I am.
But where was she after this happened? Did she know, or did she think he was just missing?
Who?
The girlfriend that was dating.
She just thought he was missing.
Oh,
they did go through. I didn't tell that story. I didn't put it down on my notes either. Fine. But they went through some hardship too as well. But the reason why she kept looking for him was because for her son. But he had fallen down a bad path.
You did say they had a kid together. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It turned out they had this great farm that they were, running, and horses and whatnot. And the relationship fell apart after they got screwed over by the banks.
Money will do that.
And it ruined his life because it ruins your credit.
And it
ruins everything that you own.
And they have a kid.
And nowhere to go.
Oh.
And then that's when he starts selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets into a much harder life. And that's how he meets Pazuzu.
Something just doesn't add up. This was almost cult-like.
Exactly.
This is almost cult-like behavior.
It just, some people did say he was they described him as a Charles Manson.
Oh, no, not the same.
No. But
I
that's what they were using.
That's
because they were
insulting.
like, how could anybody like this person? Especially everybody in town knew him. Like I said, he stood out.
Well, he
Especially
had an
in
image.
a Bible-thumping town.
Yeah, he had an image. He was weird. I don't think he was as dumb as he made it out to be.
I think he did it on purpose.
I think so too. Definitely don't see schizophrenia. Just with things that we've talked about now, like I said in these episodes, and you've mentioned numerous times about your mom. Pretty educated in this. And there's been times where you're like, yep, my mom did that. Yep, my mom did that.
My mom didn't do that. My mom can't manipulate a situation because she's not there. She's not all there.
No. Now, agoraphobia is, you can have people in your home. You can do that. However.
That many?
Not that many. No.
But then I thought, well, too, he's on a lot of drugs and alcohol, self-medicating.
Mm-hmm.
So?
He was clearly in a state of psychosis of some sorts.
Maybe that what's killed some of the anxiety and allowed him to have all those people over.
That, that could be it. That could have been, liquid courage. They say that about alcohol. I don't
see the schizophrenia at all, except for if he actually believed the lies he was telling.
I don't see even agoraphobia because the only people you allowed in your house is the people you know and trust. And he let strangers in.
But I really think they only diagnosed him with schizophrenia just because of the crazy shit that he believed in as far as his, religion.
Yes.
I honestly think that's why.
And again, just like I said, with the Charles Manson, it was easier to slap that out there because everybody's like, yeah, only a schizophrenic would make crazy decisions like that. And that's far from the fucking truth.
Yeah.
It's very far from the truth. Yes. People with schizophrenia, if they are not helped, do have a high chance of causing harm, be it to themselves or those around them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's out of a despair.
It's out of
fear.
Freak.
They're scared. It's despair. He doesn't sound scared.
They actually believe. Like, I'll get a little personal right now. My mom 100% believed that Germans were coming after her and the Nazis were back. And she was
telling me about that.
On the run most of my young life.
I remember you telling me about that.
We didn't know where the fuck she was.
Right. But she was terrified.
She was absolutely terrified.
Then there's been a few other stories you've told me.
Yeah.
More recent than that.
Yeah, even now she believes there's somebody that shocks her every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nothing bad now that she's been helped and she's medicated.
Right.
But I didn't see this from this guy.
No, he's not scared.
No.
I did not hear any stories.
He uses everybody.
Scared.
My mom doesn't know how to use people.
Your mom doesn't even know how to use a phone half the time.
No, she doesn't. Got her a cell phone, and God bless her.
But
we just put the cell phone back.
Did you?
Yeah, we couldn't get her to figure it out.
Oh, in all fairness, there's a lot of people who have that same problem. So, but this is a narcissism. There's a lot of manipulation. There's clearly a pathological lying going on here.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot about the cannibal part. Damn it. See, this is what happens when I don't get my notes.
Oh, shit, there's cannibalism?
According to him. He would tell people that, just tell people came in his house, yeah, no issue at all. Just people he just met, that he had killed 2 street workers and ate their flesh.
Okay, you probably didn't share that part or forgot to share that part because I don't believe that.
I don't know. He could have.
Well,
looking back at the stuff he did.
He killed 3 people.
That he got caught.
So you think he might have killed more that he hasn't got caught for? Or do you think he's again creating this persona?
He could. We don't know. See? He's starting to fuck with our head and he's dead.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to put it in that regard. He pussied out, but he pussied out.
He was a douchebag. I don't
right.
Turd boy.
Pussied out. I'm gonna have to watch this documentary.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanna dig in on this kid. He's not a kid. He's definitely older than me and you.
No, by the time this all went down, he was 34, 35. And this happened recently. So I think the last person was sentenced in 2018, I think.
Well,
so I think he died shortly around that time, I think. And by the way, their sentencing's really pissed me off, but I won't talk about it because I don't have all my facts. So
okay. Well,
and I'm sorry, guys, if I misspoke any of this. I'm so sorry. But I did the best I could without my notes.
yeah, thanks. That was actually.
I think I pretty much got everything
That was
correct.
Fun.
If anything, I may have left a lot out because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to fuck it up.
No, I actually enjoyed this. I enjoyed I enjoyed this.
I encourage everybody to go watch that documentary.
What is it called again?
The Devil You Know.
The Devil You Know.
It's season 1, not season 2. Season 2's not about him.
What's season 2 about?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Oh,
but
that sounds fun.
I'll let you guys know soon.
Well, that was, like I said,
but I owe you guys a better episode. I'm so sorry.
That was fun, though. I enjoyed it. Thank you. I liked it. I mean, I liked that. I really did. I'm very intrigued.
But it made me ponder a lot. My niece is the one that recommended this to me. She's like, have you heard of this guy? And I was like, and she tried to describe him a little bit. I was like, it kind of sounds like my ex. And then I started reading it. And I was like, oh, wait, what the fuck? No, this is more fucked up than she was talking about.
Far.
Yeah.
Narcissism, yes. If we're talking about that ex.
No, we're talking about the one in high school.
I know.
The one that had his own like little religion too as well.
Yeah, but look at how he went about it. Nobody knew about it. Who knew about it? You?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he didn't really flaunt it, and he didn't have a bad heart.
No, he didn't.
He's a good person, still is.
Yeah. He just looked different.
Yeah. He just liked to scare people away.
Yeah, probably because he had anxiety and didn't want to talk to people.
Probably.
Then they find out he's not as hard as he looked.
Yeah, he wasn't as hard as he looked. No, he definitely was not. But no.
Wow. Well, thank you. Like I said, I liked that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, guys.
Sorry, guys. I owe you a better story.
I
can tell you, I've got one in the works right now that I already started a little bit of stuff on, but
you have to come back
tis the season. That's the only hint I'm giving.
Jingle, 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 jingle. Well, thank you, and make sure you guys do drop in any comments or anything you may know on the story. Corrections. Be kind about your corrections.
Yeah, don't be the douche nozzle that I fight with online.
Yeah, be kind. We love to be corrected, but be kind, and also double check your facts before you throw them at us. But make sure you guys like, follow, share, find us on Facebook, TikTok, all the thingamabobbers. Hit the bell.
Tell your neighbor.
Tell your neighbors about us. Share it, guys. Let's get these going. But until next time, bye.